Also, I should start recording again. Now that formalities are out the way. Now, so, this little side project that I had in mind while this place is sorting itself out. Why are you... Oh. Two heads for the US Navy. Huh. So it isn't KFC for a change. So, this little project that I had in mind resides over here. Here's a little something I prepared earlier. So here we have 16 cannon shells, explosive cannon shell assembly machines, and two of these. Neulamnetnias. That's an old one. And then we have two artillery shells. And so this is also done in the 8 one wagon type dealio. I currently don't have speed modules on this thing. I'm not standing in a network. Now I am. It's upside down, not backwards. Neulamnetnias? I think that was how it went. That was the Simpsons episode with NSYNC. That's kind of overkill, putting speed modules in that. For anyone wondering. LT Smash is Lieutenant Smash. And I question why the artillery shell has radar, then I remembered artillery shell has radar. Yeah, so I want to do a little bit of this and a little bit of that. That's an old song. Originally I was thinking about putting it up here, but I might just because that's a bit tight. That might actually get a bit tight for space. I'm not sure what's up there. I'm actually wondering about putting it down here because here's kind of an isolated continent that I've apparently liberated. I need to liberate it a little bit more. GPS guide and artillery shells in RL. That is true. That is true. And so we can make some use out of our production. I think in total this will make about 500 or 600 a minute from what I recall. Ooh, hiccup. What I recall and calculated. So 600 a minute is a good rate, and it also takes load off the make everything here. This thing is not ideal. It's very inefficient on the make everything. We also need to do an explosives build for it as well, which means we're going to need access to a fair chunk of water, which we can also do down here, maybe even there. I'm hoping there's some more choke points here that I can make use of. Otherwise I might be in trouble. Yeah, down here, and then it can also... I could just make this like a whole auxiliary island, like a sort of landmass, I guess you could call it. I could do a concrete facility and landfill facility over here too. Maybe eventually, probably not now. Yeah, just tuck the artillery shells and military production over here for military conquest. Magic power could make it into a choke. I mean, with great power comes great responsibility, and even though I have the magic powers, I don't want to... Like, see, I'm fine with having the magic powers have... Or using the magic powers to have just the right arrangement for the nuclear reactor and the oil. I'm not so cool with using the magic powers to make moats, arbitrary moats. See, for the most part, apart from one or two places, I've only been using the magic powers to undo landfill. I mean, that I can put up with. Like, I don't want to... Like, there's nothing that stops me from diving deeper into that territory. But at the same time, it kinda... kinda taints the playthrough, I guess you could say. Because it no longer becomes a legitimate vanilla playthrough. It becomes I guess you could say, more of a... Hmm. Hmm. Becomes more of a theory crafting playthrough. Yeah, it ruins the fun. And I don't particularly like theory crafting creative games, for the most part, because they get boring. It's like in Minecraft. I always played survival even though I was doing crazy builds because it's part of the game. Like theory crafting just doesn't do it. Okay. I was just thinking, what if I park this like there, have explosives up top, and have it pass down between the unloads? If me waving this thing around vigorously made any sense. Also fishies. Explosively fun time? I'm glad you agree. I mean, it would at least as long as it's an explosively fun time, not a explosively diuretic time. That would be very uncomfortable. Save the fishies from the polluted water. That's also a very good thing. We need to save the fishies. Gotta save the fishies, even though we're building artillery production. Yeah, that already gives you 5, so they're already partially mutated. I mean, they're already an alien fish to start with, so that might be normal. Could mutate them to even more heads or even less. I mean, if they start at 5, potential to get less, so it's in your best interest to get them early. They can mutate down to only 2 heads instead of 5. 1 boss 2 IRL that can just retrieve fish for you. I love it. That would be fantastic, wouldn't it? Just have a drone that can just fly out to a body of water and just pluck a fish out of the water just like that in a snap. The one thing I didn't do though, admittedly, I did actually set up a Factorio lab for this, but I didn't do one for explosives. Explosives is 8,900 total. Spread across 50 chemical plants. Which is about 7 per row. Fish drone. I mean, that's what it would look like in real life, I imagine. It would be like a quadcopter that just plunk. Logistically, it's a lot harder for a drone to just pluck a fish out of water because the fish doesn't like fish normally when you pluck them out of water generally don't come willingly. You already have enough of problems with overfishing without making it easier. It's like dynamite fishing. It's funny in saying that they already do electrofishing. You just have like a bunch of electrodes poking out the back of the boat and puts a high voltage charge into the water just to stun everything in the area and just drag them up. That is the thing. Cliff explosives fishing. Okay, we need a mod. Mod time. It's like shooting fish in a barrel. Minigun versus barrel. Minigun win. Yeah, so I reckon about here will do. So need about 7 chemical plants, about there. I have no track. What else needs explosives that I can make use of? You need explosives. I do want to do atomic weaponry here too. I can, yeah, I can copy paste. I need to build a supply train stop here too. Yeah, I wanted to do atomic weaponry here as well. I'm wondering if I do explosives via a bot build, might be better. Might have a track in it. Track? I mean, it has a lot of crap in it. I could make dedicated explosives for the artillery. Oh, yeah, you're right. It's over here. No? I've got these spiders on guard duty. I think there it is. Yeah. I mean, it's going to struggle with all that going on. Going to struggle very hard. Speaking of struggling. Oh. We'll leave it go. Now, explosives needed coal and sulfur. And then it's got the water easy. Light exercising done. Back to Factorio potatoing. I need to start exercising. I've barely moved around since the whole lockdown thing began. Let's just do something arbitrary like that. Seven, 8. I mean, I can use this as a template. What do we need? We need plate, circuit, steel, plastic. Old and lazy. It's about 500. Oh, I can tell you, it's 560 shells per minute for this entire thing. So 2 of these would make 1k. Superpower, I've known about the virus since I learned about it in January. From data leak from China, but evidently I wasn't paranoid enough. Still caught it. Yeah, we were actually pretty early on the social distancing thing, and I know I still got it back in April. Seeing a lot of names I recognise in this stream. Oh yeah, there's a lot of familiar names here. I can probably combine the circuits and the plate. I don't think I can combine the plastic and the steel. Good old zombie robot ninja. Asthma is not a good. Oh yeah, any other condition like that and the COVID do not go well together. Then I need give it a bit of space. Have your coal and your stuff. Technical terms here. Very technical terms. I might need to give it a little bit more space. That's the case. That's right, you are a heavy smoker. That's got to be somewhere out there. No idea where exactly. Also pointing up. You. Back. Go for a spin. Whee! Whee! I'm dizzy. Pax train. It's a yo-yo. Yep, it's spinning on the clutch, and now it's going to go back around the other way. Good thing you're a basement troll, you only go out for groceries, necessities, and weekly D&D session. Almost sounds like what I do. Except not the D&D part. Okay. It's just copy and paste one. This can only go well. Copy and pasting these things. I did only make 4. I thought I hit 5, those inserters. I wonder if this spider can actually get up here. On Saturday, participants Australian. She's from around Sydney. A Sydney person. Sydney person. Are you reading my radar again? Oh, I think it's been destroyed. At some point the radar did actually get destroyed. Is there pointless stack inserter into the wall? Shouldn't be. I did actually modify this thing to auto-insert bots, which it didn't do before. There's the Spidey Spides. Admittedly, in the time it takes to get here, I could probably do it all. Get it all. Like, I could go back to base and build it all. Guess I get all the signals done. Yeah, so those are pulling bots directly from the... So it can't insert the initial bots, but it can insert extras if it needs to. So once it's seeded with a few bots, then it'll figure the rest out. I mean, oh, apparently it is. Don't know how that happened. It somehow gained an inserter. I wonder if any others have that fiction. No, it's probably just one. Ah, you can tell where it's gained it from. It's just inherited as it's been copied. It shouldn't be anywhere else. Like here, yeah. It's just the point where I started copying everything. reputation. When you're playing with Zine again? I'm not sure, actually. It's usually... So, it was meant to be Among Us today, but apparently that's not happening. Ica... Well, today is normally I do stuff with Ica Day, but he's busy today. And I don't know what Zine's up to. I don't have enough clout to reach up that far. And I think... Yeah, it looks like Pyonk's doing Dead by Daylight, which I don't have. I actually don't really like Dead by Daylight. It's funny, Dead by Daylight's another one of these kinds of... it's a similar game to this, where it's kind of a... I don't want to say a dead-end thing, but it's one of those voids where you go into it and you're stuck in there forever. There it is. Tap off. There. Team played Dead by Daylight yesterday on Angel's channel. Angel's channel? Yeah, that name's familiar. Is that a New Zealander by chance? Turn that off. Something I need to have a go at is Astroneer. I wonder if I can play Astroneer with Zine. Red greater than 1 do? So what happens is it's reading these two signals. When there's one train here, it outputs a red of 1. When there's a second train that appears here, it outputs a red of 2, which then tells the train to get out of the way. You should have gained explosives. That's 2. Play Space Engineers? I have, yeah. I started getting back into it again and then it kind of petered out. 3, 6, 9, 10, 11. I think that should be 12. So that's 2. 3, 4, 5, 6. 7. Shapes? Oh yeah. I need to have a look at that again. I think I'm up to 8. Or 8 or 9, 10. 11. 12, I guess. I mean, as long as they're moving, then it's probably fine. Haven't played it? Shapes is interesting, but it's kind of lacking on the lasting playability. It's a bit of a one and done game, unfortunately. Yeah, see, as the train comes in and that little patch there, then that little bit there, then it triggers it off. In theory, you can get away without doing the... Oh, that was lucky. Well, you can get away without doing... You can do greater than 1, but then it's given me some flexibility. I've done this, so it means that it can add up to 2. So I've got a bit of flexibility to work with. 3, 6, 9, 12. So they're basically for travelling between the different stations. It means that there's always a train that I can jump into and go somewhere. And the idea is they automatically distribute themselves among the map, around the map. So that's what they're doing right now, is they're just redistributing themselves. So they're just going to slowly cycle through all their stops and find their homes. Mostly a spatial puzzle and doesn't quite seem to have the sustainability of Factorio. Yeah. Like once I got to like tier 14, it was kinda hit the wall. Yeah, they're hunting around. What will happen is the last one will just sit here forever. The last one at each place will just sit there forever, and what they'll do is just keep pushing all of them around the map. So eventually they'll all settle down. So yeah, I need you to come up there. Something I need to go back to, which I haven't really done much of, is I'd forgotten about it, was Autonauts. I started doing that. I started getting somewhat into the game, and kind of ran out of steam. At least for me. Pretty brilliant. Yeah, it's super simple, super effective. I've started playing Autonauts. Nice. Yeah, I don't know why. I think there's just something about it just didn't do it for me. Aha. Yeah, it's a very chill game. You got to get to. I found you got to get above. Once you get above a certain point, then it's a little. It's a. I don't. It opens up and gets a little bit easier to play. Like the very first initial, there's a lot of annoying manual labor. So the programming interface. You thought it would hate it. You want your text editor for programming. It's actually really interesting trying to come up with all the little tricks to save space. Yeah, just the little things here and there to try and get the loops and the for loops and the while loops and all that, just to do something which will save one or two instructions here and there, and then inevitably finding all of the little holes in all the instructions, as always. Like a loophole which causes it to jam, and then you don't notice it for hours. I need to get further. I wouldn't mind getting further into it. I wouldn't mind playing some Ion Fury again too. Right, they should be on their way. Almost run out of... yeah. I think I overproduced on one of the mid-tier bots as well. By quite a lot. Which is somewhat embarrassing. Trouble is now I've got to wait for the trains to find their way down here. How about you? Just come here. There. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. How many mines for resources do I have? I don't actually have many. What do we got? I think there's 4 or 5 of each. Iron and copper and 1 stone. So 1, 2... Yeah, copper and iron 1, copper 2. There's stone 1. Iron 3, iron 4. Iron 2. It's copper 3, copper 5's there. There's the remnants of previous copper 1. Yeah, I think that's it. Oh, and there's another iron patch there. There's copper 4. Yeah, there's not a lot at the minute. I don't have anywhere near as much as I need for the final base. What will happen is I'll start building those once the base starts kicking in. We'll probably get a little bit of a spurt of full production, then there's just going to be like a mega marathon of building outposts. I need the science to tick over to give me the artillery range, then I can start doing the mining productivity and such. Realistically, I could probably start connecting all of these up. There's a whole system that I've done in previous maps that I want to do in this one again. Yeah, so I'm hitting about what is it? It's like 4 to 5 around the start area, pushing out to 10. I think 10, 5 to 10 around the starting area, and then out here it's starting to get to 20 to 30. Oh, there's a 50, 48. You know, I turned the richness down on this as well. I actually turned the richness down. Apparently it's still pretty rich. After a point, like after about 10 million, it's not too much drama really. Sure, someone who ran out so much they hit T richness patch. Oh yeah, it does sort of let plateau out. Like it doesn't keep growing indefinitely. You have stone, don't you? Gonna hazard a guess. North Dawn. Didn't really run. It's more like game.player.teleport. Yeah, if you could, the game goes, the map goes a million tiles in every direction. So it's plus minus 1 million. It's effectively a 2 million by 2 million tile map. You seem to have stalled out. That's not good. Might need to inject some bots into that. Alright then, let's go back. Like when I say tile, I mean each tile is one little square, which is what a belt takes up, so one little square. So a million in each direction. It's like a 2.5 hour train ride from the spawn to 1 million. That was a script. The thing I was leading into saying was that generally, once you go 10 million or more, you generally, like, you're swimming in resources by that point. 10 million is actually a lot. See how long a train ride's? Yeah, it's a long time. I've done it before. It's like 100,000 tiles is already 15 minutes. Oh, is it 100,000 tiles? I think 100,000 tiles or a bit more than was the point of no return. It's the point where it will take longer. I chose the wrong one. So yeah, the point of no return. Ah, crap. Speaking of point of no return, you can't go through there. By the first mines, you had a train on your map. Like I was still using patches that I'd had for 4 years on the previous map. That's sort of gives you an idea of how long they last. And they were only like 2 or 3 million because of the old generator, well, old RSO generator. So yeah, 10 million's pretty generous. Bots. No. Alright. Go over. Not you, you. Yeah, 4 years. I was playing the game since the previous save went from 2016. Started it. Show you. I won't actually load it. I cleaned up the save file. This one, 15 hours. Started in version 12, which was 2016. I mean, I played it off and on, and also that hour is just probably two-thirds, a third of what it actually is. It's a lot higher. Say to a child, I've got patches older than you. That sounds really awkward. Ah, we have a winner. This is a lazy way of getting the construction bots over here. Then again, because this construction queue is so big, it's actually quite difficult to pull them over. Flavor patches, last look at these restraining orders. Slightly less, less so. Ooh, there. Why am I stealing bots? I'm adding more to here. Hopefully that'll help things along. Bye. Oh my god, we're at least going to explosives. Problem is though that the bots will probably try and place it, damn it. Place it over the top of already existing stuff that needs to be deconstructed. Like that. And that's where it gets jammed up. How much signs per minute? This is intended to be 8,000. So, yeah, just a few. Just a few signs a minute. Yeah, there's a few ways to deal with it. Oh, yeah, it's the wrong one. Yeah, supply explosives. Right, that'll start bringing stuff and things. Yes, it's asking for all the things. As long as it's on the way, here it is. Perfect. So stuff is on the way. Projects right with the personal bots. Well, as I say, the plan was to build this thing while this is going on. Yeah. I mean, yeah, just throw... One way is just to throw bots at the problem. Eventually they'll sort themselves out. I need chemical plants as well. Hopefully you'll actually bring them. Time. That's a lot of crap. Why do I need to move along? It was so the trains could actually pass in resources. These are full, aren't they? Because they're trying to pass... yeah. Because these chests have... yeah. That's why the filter selected them, because it's available but it can't insert them. Building this, support the yo-yo blast train? Yeah, this it's just support the shooty train. Yeah, the chests are full. It's too bad you can't have a circuit. You know what would be nice on these chests is a circuit condition, so enable, disable what's taking from the chest. On the specifically for active providers, I don't see it as as much of a necessary thing for passive providers, but being able to use the circuit network to enable or disable an active provider chest. That'd be a cool feature. You can leave now too. Ah, good. Now I've got to play the waiting for that game. Looking. It doesn't help losing bots to that too. Oh, there's a gap there. Another project I need to do is start walling off the extremities. Here's what we're it's requesting a splitter within this space of very little splitters. All of the outposts do actually request splitters. Amazingly. It's just been copied through. Probably I should fix. Looking. 15 out of 20, I think? 24. 4, 6, 24. Maybe there is time for some Among Us. Better have splitters requested and not needed than not have them in hand. Actually, come to think of it, I think the supply train goes elsewhere first. Yeah, see, it's in all of these requests. But as the stops get built, I've been removing them. Speaking of supply trains and things and stuff and junk, I think it's time I actually copied and pasted these. Oh, I see an issue. It shows a bit of a sticky wicket here. I hadn't thought that this would have some spacing issues, but who knows? There you go. Maybe there's another one that I'll have to. I don't want to make it bigger. If what I'm thinking of will make it bigger, and that's something I don't want. I think I can get away with pushing it that way. Past, that's a future for problem. Apparently, yeah. There we go. I mean, we need to get this place online eventually. 2 RC supply stations. You could try. I had to build 2 of these to compensate. See, this one's got a little nibble there, whereas this one doesn't. So every odd one's different. Never sees it coming. Yeah, never sees it every time. Downside is that that's going to put load on the supply train. Already back there. Apparently you've already been... Oh. I see. There we go. So I need to seed it, and then, yeah, now that does stuff. Not able to make construction bots. Have the power, have them in the network. You're not requesting construction bots. So that would do it. I didn't request construction bots. That poor train. It's doing a lot of work right there. It's been the MVP of this base, that train. Decrease the wait time. It kind of needs it. Otherwise, it doesn't fill before it times out. Because there's only 2 inserters, or really 2 per wagon, but it's still pretty slow. Actually pulling red as well. Yes, you are. All things considered, I could probably go do something else again. Maybe give that a poke. Looks like it's sorting itself out slowly. I could just throw even more bots at the problem. No. See, there's free bots, therefore it's not a bot problem. It's not a bot problem. It's a construction queue problem. Because not all the oh, there we go. But yeah, if they're not all the bots are being used, it's a construction queue problem. Wait time and inactivity. That's true. There's a bit. The downside to inactivity is there's also a catch. There's a situation where it's waiting for the resources, everything to come in, and it doesn't necessarily catch it in time. Like it just times out waiting for them. Kind of dumb. A third wagon might become handy. Doesn't normally fill the train up, admittedly. Come here first. Yeah, it does. Oh, that's handy, because circuits is further down the chain. You going, and why are you going there? Been asking for track. Looks like I need to supply stone to make everything. To satisfy the track needs. Maybe I just built that. Or repurpose that train. Problem with inactivity is you start getting in, yeah, you start feeding it dribbles and it never times out. It's, yeah, there's a lot of problems with that inactivity. Waiting on inactivity. Another thing I could do is the rocket fuel build. Is there a junction of disappoint? I don't think there is really something that would be considered that yet. I mean, the closest is probably this. I mean, look at that. It just bends, so it has room. So these are on the horizontal. Okay, even more bots. It even brings, look at that, it even brings locos just for good measure. Grass, be proud of it. Sounds about right. You know what I could do? Steal some of them. I think we should be making Kraus proud. Yeah, I don't know if that's something we should really be working towards. I might make a quick stop at oil. Problem with the rocket fuel build is I don't actually know how many oil refineries I need. I mean, I sort of know, in the sense that I got this thing here. Actually, it's not that one, it's this one. Because I know I need that. I do that. Where's the 44,000? We come back to here. We make 6,000 wooden chests a minute. There we go. Where was it there? I'm guessing that's heavy oil. Yeah, it's advanced cracking. 55. Oh yeah, that's right. There is a pop-out button. Where is it there? I forgot this is a thing. You can just click that. And it literally just does what I did the long way. This here. That's that again. That's the artillery shells. That's that. So it's 55 on 88. What are we actually though? Wrong button. That's the make everything go away button. This is 16. So it's 20, 30. Really? 30? A lot. I mean, I only have, well, 8. 7. That's 5 more refineries. Still haven't built that. Four of them's only 28, and I need 29, so it's 5. 5 gives quite an overbuild. I guess the only thing this has got going for it is that it's basically in line. 3, there's a 4th. But I can pack it down. Like this, the refineries for this is only like that. Cannot build there. Oh, there's missing landfill. Tiny little patch of one Chewed up by the enemy. That is true, because that can be used to make rocket fuel. Very true. That's better. Hi, Rebecca. 4, 5. It's actually a lot less space than I thought it would be. I mean, I think that is possibly the entire thing. This refinery's worth a train. We've gotta. It's better to overdo it than underdo it, I say. $285. 285? I think it's meant to be 288. So that sounds about right. Smelter, oil, circuits, blue, sure, labs, science, rocket control units, curve, thingy, smelter again. All lined on from the other refineries? No, they're all self-contained, very deliberately. Leave one just in case I actually need it. Yep, I actually needed it. It's actually also still incomplete. So at some point I've accidentally deleted the blueprint, basically. Let's give this a quick eyeball. Oh good, that's linked up again. Yeah. I think it's sorted itself out. What I want to know, go to about there. There, actually. Looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, and a bit is missing. I hope there's a backup of it. This is why I need to be more proactive at putting this stuff into the book. There. Measure 10 times, cut once, something like that. I think it is. Measure twice. About 4 or 5. You just gotta measure a few times just to be really sure. If reports are uneven, they'll be fine. It's close enough. That's also only the rocket fuel. I haven't accounted for... Um, hmm. That doesn't include the what's needed to the solid fuel. That's the thing I'm trying to think of. It doesn't include the solid fuel part. Alright, I might as well do it again. Oops. Cut that. 3, 4, 5. Did I just put that down in exactly the same place? Plantain. Aye. Get the one. Don't mind me, I'm just measuring 10 times cutting once, I believe. That's how you do it, isn't it? So, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hi, Clown. And everyone from Clown Shout. How you all doing? 3, 4, 4, 5? 5? 5. There we go, it's 5. Why am I talking like this? I don't really know. Hey, Veldak. Hi. Excellent. Now we've got even more work for the whole map to work on. I mean, not only did I have to build my long range peacekeeping supplies for the biters there. Been to space and back. Very nice. We also got to rearrange this, which is actually it's coming along nicely. It's almost done. Almost. And also now just added, well, recently added that to it. The circuits, and now I've added oil to on top of that as well. Just keep on piling up the work, piling on the work. Yeah, construction queue was looking a little too short. I mean, I suppose it's still hovering around the 6,000, although at this point it's not really, the construction queue seems to not really be sure what to do anymore. Trying to move faster. Nothing wrong with that? No, there's nothing wrong with that at all. Nothing wrong with that. I demand more faster, therefore the construction queue should bring me more faster. Oh, let's not take that apart, please. We'll take these trees apart, however. There's also that little issue of supply of track because the base isn't making any more track because there's no stone to make track. Like, it's only a minor issue. Arguably, it is literally a minor issue because there's no miners bringing stone back to the base to make the track. Oh, yeah, I'll mine that rock. That'll give me stone to make a handful of track. Yeah, it makes 50 track right there. Another 50. And now I'm out. Easy. Yeah, well, so on the topic of bots which can fly off and catch fish earlier, can we take a minute to appreciate these bots just instantly zapping down trees and turning it into logs? Imagine a drone, like imagining a drone doing fishing, and then imagine a drone cutting down a tree as well. I'm not sure if that would be amazing or terrifying. Just a drone that just flies up and just chops up a tree, picks up the trunk, chops down a tree, does all the trimming all the limbs off, and then just picks up the trunk and flies it back to home. Robot IRL, I think I've seen that. I don't know how much of it is actually used in forestry, mind you. A lot of that stuff. Just give a drone a chainsaw. It's the picking up like a half a ton or a ton of tree that I'm not quite sure on. Dora from Ratchet and Clank. Never played that. I need to start ticking things off my never played list. It's like, of all things, Hexen is something I've never played through. I should really do something about that. Hexen, never played. I think I played a little bit of Hexen actually. Same with Heretic. I think I've done the demo. I don't really remember. I only remember like the first level of the demo, the shareware. So Heretic, Hexen, Hexen 2. I think I can remember the sheep catapult. That's about the only thing I remember. Yeah, I got some catching up to do on some classics. I don't think I enjoyed Hexen as much as Doom at the time. And the contemporaries. I think there might not be landfill on the network. And Baroness coming in. Benerius coming in with a 42 biddies. Thank you very much. Delicious, delicious biddies. That sounds kind of wrong. I don't really want you arbitrarily placing landfill. That's too late. Never mind. Us. Okay, I think we almost got it there. And thank you again. I think oh, the bots are bringing landfill after all. I like how when I cancelled it is when they finally start bringing it. They're like, I don't want to. Every time, isn't it? Every time. I mean, it would be nice to get these to start roll. So get them start rolling again. There we go. Brains can be happy now. Distinct impression that this is going to be another case of me having to idle the map to get everything to catch up again. Actually kind of impressive, it's still so little. Yeah, oh, that's bad. It's bad. Hey, it just reconnected the networks. I could probably almost go back there now. That's a lot of wood. Eddie debunk. Coming on in. Yep. You know what? Clogging this place up is probably not a good idea. Could also potentially just add coal to that. Zero, 100. Yeah, I don't actually want to request it, I just want to get rid of it. Alright, I need stones there. Yeah, stone actually lying around. Trouble is, all the stones in this area has been turned into landfill. How's that looking? Oh, almost dead. Like going just down there. There. 0.1, 1.8, either or. They're both pretty terrible. How's that iron belt still a thing? That is something that has just defied all rational logic at this point. It's just continued to exist. Oh look, it's a crater. There's a big crater. There's no longer a crater. Working on killing starter patches, yeah. Like actually actively killing starter patches would help that cause there. Although admittedly it's not like I haven't been trying. You know what occurs to me? The process of building this isn't going to go very well. Yeah, the patch has been tapped for like 2 weeks. I might try that one because it's a little bit more reachable with the limited track that I have available. I think that's like the only other source of track I have. The sticky legs. Oh, just a ghost. Yeah, it might be a problem with what I'm trying to do right now. Eh. Admittedly, I could plug some rail from like the nuclear. It's perfectly possible. Every base stockpiles rail anyway. Except for the ones where I've turned it off. Because they're more or less done. Like Labs doesn't stockpile anything anymore. If I just come here... Oh. You don't have rail anymore. Never mind. Apparently I've turned it off here too. Ignore everything I said. Almost every build base has the stuff. Unless I specifically turned it off. Because reasons. Yeah, should have the stuff. Hang on to that for now. I wasn't going to, but I will. What I'm thinking of doing is just a more abridged outpost. Floop. Yeah, just making it up as I go along. Oh, we ran a little short. Can't become rail. Well, I don't plan on smelting this stone. Oh, now you want to do stuff. Cheeky bugger. Oh, just barely enough. Ooh, hi, train. Build the usual. Can mine it. I could. But I don't want to. No kill quite like overkill. Why up this late? You gonna get up at 4 AM? I don't know, why up at this late? Wrong one. It's only 6:30 PM. West Coast, isn't it? Yeah. Yep. Train's back. The next one at least. Eight 30 AM. Oh wow. And it's Monday. Yeah, it's 11:30 Monday here. You're looking at control surface and amps blue at work. Multi-power sequencer. Damn. Alright, final step is train. Trainikins. Doesn't sound very ideal at all. Oh, I can't see anything. Fortunately, I can abuse these. Ooh, I can't do that. That will end badly. Okay. So I'm going to go entirely on the assumption that every time it's going to reverse around and feed itself. Every time it does a lap. On the service, band playing, acoustic 4-minute swallow. Something to any outlet you could. Hmm. You know what's bad when you can't even do the can't do the intermediate. Cargo. Download. Full cargo. Get out of here. So I was going to need to drop one off, then I'll switch it over to one of these. This is getting out of control. Getting silly. What we're talking about, everything's fine. Yep, everything's fine. That's not what I intended. Oh, that's stone one, that's why. Train there. Oh look, it's done. Just like that. Look at that. You just blink and miss it. How's that? Trouble is I can't do anything more with it because I don't have any track. That'll mean these will get done now. Seriously, that is legitimately how it happens around here. Just 1 minute everything's a disaster, and then you just turn away, look back, and then it's just suddenly all done. It's hilarious. There we go. Hopefully that'll start gimmying track. Exchange can fix the ME. Yeah. Well, part of fixing the ME is actually doing the artillery outpost. So the final thing before fixing the ME is actually getting rid of the artillery train. That's partly why I wanted to do this. Even this is actually done too. Power plant missing fuel? Oh yeah, it just eats. It's been deliberately cut, and it just eats wood for now. Can make it eat faster. Train came back already. Planned outage. Stone hole there. There you go, and that should be that sorted now. Even though technically it's got enough stone. Actually, it doesn't. Burn less than 10k. Yeah, 2.9, so it should be open. Why was it off? If it's going up. Confused. I'm struggling to find spots for everything. I think it's also time I clean this place out. I'm getting to the point where I can clean out the coal too. I just call in coal too. Because it's picking up coal rocks. Future measure problem. Sounds like it, doesn't it? There we go. Let's be even better. There. Now it just draws a straight line. Perfect. Now the burner inserters get to suffer. So that's basically done. That's done. What's the time? 1 hour 31. Factorio, don't make don't make an economical base. How's this looking? It's almost done. This thing's still... Ah, yeah, we're waiting on that. That's right. There's the wonky one. Let's tell you what. Let's go have a look at that one next. We'll just let more stuff tidy up and then... So I'll have a look at that. That way I can correct it and then just let it run in the background. What are we at? Sockets. Actually, I might fix that and then we'll switch games. How does that sound? Switch our games up. Found a way to do it? Ooh. So the biggest problem I have is I need enough line ins. Because I was thinking about it, and I effectively need like 4 or 5 line. I say 4 or 5 line ins. It's actually 4 or 5 stereo line ins. What am I using? I'm using 3 at the minute, plus microphone. That's what, 6 channels effectively, and 1 more 7. So it's effectively an 8 input device is what's needed. What you have on the computer? Well, part of the problem that I have is that I don't have enough line ins anymore. Like, because wanting to add the sound canvas is another line in that I don't have. I'm using the digital in, the analog in, and the microphone in, and that's everything the sound card has. I mean, it's also a bit of a pain to control the levels on it, because what's in my ears is different to... I'm going to set the levels for my ears, and then what's the levels for OBS. Those are different. That's kind of annoying, to put it mildly. Okay, so far so good, so easy. Easy peasy. Can just run from a file on the computer. I think it can. I suppose you could download a full emulator. I think you can get full emulators for it. Having said all that, I know some of the others exist as emulators. Be as loud as the computer sounds. Yeah, that would be equal to. It's mainly just the MIDI playback, because it's sort of its own thing. It's funny because it's something I don't really use for right now. Just one of those little luxuries that I have. But I would like to introduce it to streaming. Or bring it across to streaming. Wouldn't it be nice to have the fancy MIDI music from DOS games? Yeah, I'm spoiled. That's why I don't like chiptunes, because I'm spoiled with those instead. I mean, alternatively, I could just sample them instead of playing them directly. Figuring out this sound thing very hard, I know. It would be easy if I didn't want multiple mix buses. That's the problem. Because then pretty much any mixer, like literally any basic mixer would do it. The problem is I want multiple mixers. I want one for streaming and one for recording. I actually want all of the sound sources available for recording, ideally. As I say, that used to be like a thing that you could do, and then it stopped being a thing. Like all the interfaces did it. I remember one dude I saw his setup. He had like a home studio, and he had a 10-channel digital mixer with digital faders in it, like you know, or digital faders, or motorized faders. They're not. There's no such thing as a digital fader. A digital fader makes no sense. Yeah, it needs proper sub-mixing buses. None of the toy ones that most mixers that the small mixers normally come with. Yeah, it had a 10-channel mixer which had motorized faders for the levels, and you could capture every line individually, and like the faders would control the levels in Pro Tools, which he was using. Yeah, this was like possibly a $15,000 mixer at the time. But this guy was like the level where he needed it. Like this was his studio in his home. Like this was a proper studio with a sound booth and everything. I don't actually remember what the mixer was now. I wouldn't want that mixer. That thing is just like that's a level way beyond what I'd ever want. Found something on Wish. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. This can only be good if it's on Wish. Yeah, Link. You should be on the regulars list now. Pretty sure I put you on the regulars list last time. If not, we'll find out when we get there. Oh, here we go. That's a dense link. What's that? 6-channel mixing console. Ah, interesting. 4 inches, 800 by 480. That's like the... Oh no, it isn't. It's not PSP. Wi-Fi. The funny thing is, this is probably way more than enough for most things. Like this thing's more than adequate for most for anyone who needs this kind of stuff. I mean, it does actually look the part. Does actually look the part. Right, I think that's safe to let it do its thing. Doesn't have submixers? Doesn't? Oh, I think you're right there. I mean, if it doesn't have submixers, if it just pushes all the tracks via USB into the PC, then that works too. Like, if all the tracks are available, then I can just use it that way. That's why I was originally interested in the, what was it, the XR12, because it could push all of the tracks up the USB, and they would all be available. At least that was what they claimed. I'd like to see. I'd see it. I believe it when I see it, sort of thing. Because yeah, it was a lot of channels as well as the main outs, and yeah, did all the things and stuff. Anyway, I think that's a good time there. Although, I mean, I didn't get as far along there, but it's ready to go for next time. I need to take a break right here. Need to go to the bathroom and all that. And then we're going to change up games.